Go ahead and get us started, buddy.
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away.
Our story begins this evening on a planet called Tatooine. So named because the person that found it happened to have a lot of tattoos. One of his tattoos were of a bunny and a unicorn and a big furry creature that looked like a large dog but wasn't a dog. We later found out it was a dude named Chewbacca. And he also had tattoos of a spaceship, an anchor, a penguin, a llama, and a fruitcake.
And
This dude
a horse.
really liked tattoos.
Who was it?
He's the guy that made Tatooine. I don't know. And so one of the things he did was he accidentally forgot to add a lot of water to the planet. It was just a bunch of sand everywhere. It was like a big hot desert. And there were these people that lived there called the Sand People that made really good sandwiches. And they made something called a Cuban sandwich. Yes, Luke?
I've got this weird looking flashlight thingy.
Yes, that'll come in handy. Keep it with you at all times, Luke.
Okay.
Okay. And so anyway, one day they're hanging out in the sandwich shop and they're having a Cuban, and one of the pickles tasted funny, so he took it back and he's like, "Yo, bad pickle." And so they gave him new pickles. And then he said, no, thanks, I want an Italian. So they made an Italian and took all the pickle back and refunded his money and gave him the whole meal for free. It was a really friendly thing to do. You didn't know the Sand People were that cool about it, huh? And
hon,
what?
I've got this weird looking flashlight thing.
Yeah, telling you, hang on to it. It'll come in handy. And so anyway, they get back to the table and the waitress gives them their bill and it says $0, but on the bill it says Luke has a special flashlight. Somebody needs to tell him what to do with it. Go see old Ben Kenobi. And so they're like, whoa, freaky. And Luke's like, well, I know somebody named Old Ben Kenobi, maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi or something like that. So let's go see him. So then they go to see him and they get to his house and this dude's living the good life. He's got like a pool. I mean, this is a desert area, but he's got a big pool, giant oasis. There's people partying. There's some cameras there that say MTV. Nobody knows what that's all about. And he's got like these gold chains and a white robe. And he's like, yo, welcome to MTV Cribs, Tatooine. And then Luke walks in and everybody stops. And the music stops and everything gets quiet. And he's like, are you Obi-Wan Kenobi? And he's like, oh, man, the Popo's here. Everybody run. And so everybody gets out. And Obi-Wan comes up to him. He's like, hey, you got a flashlight? And Luke says, yes, I do have a flashlight. That's important. Please don't play with this. I don't know why it's stuck in there. Yeah, so I do have a flashlight. Do you have a flashlight, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a special flashlight. It's not a flashlight. It's called a lightsaber. And when you press this button here, it becomes a very sharp instrument. However, when you press this button here, it becomes a toothbrush. And over here on this side, if you press both buttons and then A, B, up, down, start, it becomes a Dremel,
And then
which will possibly be useful at some later date.
don't touch.
Oh, okay.
It'll kill you.
Yeah, I don't want to die, so thanks for the warning. Anyway, so he pushes
Pretend
one of the
you
buttons.
didn't listen.
Oh. Ah, you cut my hand off.
No.
So he pushes one of the buttons, the lightsaber pops out, and he's like, "Wah! Not in here, man. Wait till we get into a ship." He's like, "Whoa, what ship? Where are we going? How are we doing this? Why?" He says, "We gotta go rescue a princess. Haven't you read the plot?" He's like, "No, sorry." And so then they have to go to Mos Eisley and find a pilot. And they get there, and this guy shot some other guy, and they're like, he seems honest and good. Let's hire him. So they did. They talked to him. His name was Ham Salad. And they go...
Solo.
What was it?
Han
Han Solo. Okay, that makes more sense. And so they go to Han Solo, and they're like, hey, can you give us a ride? And he's like, well, I'm no longer with Uber, but I'll give you a lift. And so they do, and they get to the ship, and there's this big, weird, hairy dog sitting in the seat, and he's like, Rover, get out. And Han says, that's not a dog, that's my Chewbacca. And then Chewbacca growls at him and moves on. And then they fly to Darth Vader's ship, and they get there.
Can I tell you something?
What?
There's no more water in here.
That is truly unfortunate. Would you like to go get some?
No.
Okay.
Smell my breath.
Why would I want to do that? It smells like strawberries.
Listen again.
That's wonderful. Thanks for letting me smell your breath. Okay, so anyway, they get there, and along the way, the Obi-Wan's like, whoa, did you feel that? And Luke says, what? And Obi-Wan says, not sure, but I think I have to go potty. And then everybody laughed at him. And then they get there, and Planet Alderaan was gone. He's like, oh, that's what that was. So Darth had blown up the planet. But then they thought it was a moon, and it wasn't a moon, and the tractor beam started pulling them in, and they're like, wow, we can't get out of here, we can't get out of here. So they disguise themselves as stormtroopers. They get off the ship, and they take Chewbacca acting like he's a prisoner, and they go and find Princess Leia, who was using the bathroom and then got done and ate a sandwich and then packed her stuff. And she had so much luggage that when they left, the stormtroopers were shooting at them, but it was just hitting the luggage. They were totally protected. It was like this amazing shield of luggage. It was crazy. And then they tried to get away, and what happened next, JJ? What did he say? Anybody got a breath mint? Maybe this time he said, smell my breath. And Luke's like, and so Obi-Wan looks at Luke, he's like, I got this, bro. And he runs over to Vader, he's like, come at me, bro. And Vader goes, hey, yeah, that sounds good. So he attacks him, and they both have their lightsabers, and they're like, whoop-pow, whoop-pow, whoop-pow. And then suddenly, for some strange reason, Obi-Wan just kind of stops fighting, looks over at Luke like, sup. And then Vader cuts him in half, and he just turns into robes, and he's gone. And Luke's like, no! That guy knows the way home. I can't get home without him. Not cool. And then Darth Vader starts running after Luke, and Luke's like, all right, let's see how this thing works. And he grabs that lightsaber and he pushes a button, and the Dremel tool comes out. He's like, no, this isn't what I needed. And then he pushes the other button, and the lightsaber comes out. He's like, you know what? This might come in handy. So, boom, they start going at it. They're wha-pow, wha-pow, wha-pow. And all of a sudden, Darth's like, foolish child, you cannot beat me. Actually, he said it more like in the Lion King's voice. But then Luke went left, and he should have gone right. And boom, his hand gets cut off. But then C-3PO runs up and gives him his hand, so he keeps fighting. And then R2-D2, boom, shoots some toothpaste and some floss at him. And Luke grabs it with his left hand while he's fighting with his right hand. And then he knocks Darth's helmet off and starts brushing his teeth. And Darth Vader's like a cockroach on the ground, upside down, just squirming, going, no, teeth, not the tooth, man. Not the tooth. It's my last one, man. And then Luke's like, well, you're getting brushed and floss on your one tooth, pal. And so he does, and he cleans them all up, and that seemed to be Darth Vader's weakness, because it just totally melted him into a pile of black sludge grossness. And then,
Dad.
What happened next?
Dad,
What?
I want you to do episode. I wanted you to tell me episode 9.
Episode 9? Well, we'll have to do that one tomorrow night.
No.
You should have told me that at the beginning, my dear.
Can we start over?
No, we cannot.
It's just gonna be short.
It's late. I'm sorry.
We should do this.
No, we'll do it. We'll do it next time.
This is a picnic.
Yes, it's a lovely picnic.
Sit down over there.
Anywho, I know that you know the story is over, and now you're gonna try to switch it up, but I will finish. So Luke and Leia and Chewbacca and R2D2 and C3PO
Han Solo.
and who else?
Han Solo.
Han Solo. They all jump into the Linoleum Falcon.
Millennium.
Oh, Millennium. Okay, Millennium Falcon, and off they go back to Leia's planet to celebrate and have Cheerios and Cheez-Its with peanut butter and apple
Where's
pie.
Cheerios?
You had Cheerios once in your school at MSR, remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like a little treat snack thing, like the goldfish.
I haven't had goldfish.
Yes, you did. I know you remember. Is that your Darth Vader breath?
Smell more breath.
Smell my breath. All right. Come on, kiddo. Let's go. Time for Betty Bye.
First, I just want to get a little exercise.
Yeah? What are you going to do? Jumping jacks?
I'm here.
Mm.
Let's do this.
No, it's time for bed. Come on.
Please.
Say goodnight. I love you.
I need exercise.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. Can you at least say goodnight? I love you?
Good night, I love